Hello consumers, I'm Eltari, the professional gamer. I'm totally done with talking about rabbits, and this is another PAX Friday review, the show where we talk about all of the fun, interesting, new, and exciting information that has dropped for Pax Day over the last week. This week we got 6 new screenshots, the community's trying to find out what the heck we're going to call ourselves, and we have a rabbit problem. In addition to all of that, we're going to be talking about books and why they're important in PAX Day. We're going to go over a lot of old information repackaged and ready to go because we are dipping into the coffers of hopium to hold out through this content drought. Fortunately for all of us, we should be expecting to see a lot of new information about PAX Day coming in the following weeks, including an FAQ on character creation. So you definitely want to stick around so that you can stay up to date on all of this information. We spend a lot of time putting this information together for all of you, and we would greatly appreciate it if you choose to join the other 409 consumers who have decided to call the professional gamer their home for PAX Day information. In addition to all of that, don't forget to like and share this video with any of your friends who might be interested in PAX Day, as it most certainly will help our small startup channel grow. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so to start things off, I just want to hair some things out. Mainframe's been dangling a carrot in front of our faces for a couple of weeks now, about 5, where we've been talking about rabbits and bunnies. And I know that this particular subject, some of you might not find very bunny, but consider me a hoptimist, because I think we've all but dried out the rabbit and bunny content wells. I don't know if there's any more information that Mainframe can give us on rabbits or rabbit-related imagery in PAX Day, as we have tapped that sucker dry. And I think we have come to the point in PAX Day content where if I'm talking about a bunny for 4 weeks in a row, that's probably not a good indication of the content that is available currently. That being said, we actually do have some interesting stuff to talk about in addition to looking at all of the screenshots. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so first things first, we got a couple more leaked images from the current ongoing friends and family, and we have some new buildings that we have to look at, in addition to a close-up of another building that we'll actually touch on a little bit later. But of course, you can see the rabbit that we've been so obsessed with recently. But in addition to that, and probably more importantly, we have what looks to be a new player-built city. And we have seen examples of player-built cities before. We actually kind of talked about player/communal structures in the last PAX Friday review. And if that's something that interests you, communal structures and city building, last week's episode, episode 12, is a really good episode for you to watch. So definitely go check that out. It's linked up here somewhere. Anyways, talking about the screenshot for today, we did get this image of a new player-built city. We can see that what looks to be a port is located in this city. And the only reason I say a port or something like that is it definitely looks like there's docks and potentially a boat on the water. Now, in terms of clarification from Mainframe, I'm pretty sure that no form of boat or ocean/water content is planned for the initial release of PAX Day, but maybe that plan has changed. I don't necessarily know. It's also entirely possible that players are just letting their minds run rampant with creativity in the Friends and Family Alpha, and they decided to make a port with no function. Who knows? Either way, this city, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of it in the coming weeks as more screenshots come out, and this was more of just a teaser image, but it, from the looks of it, appears as though there are more structures in a more condensed location, so that's a really good indication for just how the system is running. I know there are a lot of groups and guilds and communities that are planning on building very large cities when Pax Dei comes out. And in order to do that, the system has to be able to hold all of those structures in one person's screen. So the fact that we're able to see it and it's being rendered from this far away is really good to see, and something that is definitely, we're going to be seeing more of these, I think, in the future, these large scale city builds that communities within the alpha start to build. And it's something that I know I personally am very interested in for when we finally get access to the alpha. And here's just another closer up image. Again, we can see the rabbit, but just another image showing the city. So really well done, whoever's working on that project. It looks really good. And if you're watching it right now, keep up the good work. Next, this was given the caption of a trap being laid of some sorts, and they were in the clear. To me personally, I don't know exactly how in the clear they are with this shadow looking hell spawny type thing in the background, but we actually have seen this image before in gameplay, and I can play it right here for you as well, where players were fighting this monster, this shadow demon thing, and it looks like this is in the same location. Now, the more important aspect of all of this in the screenshots that we're about to go over is books. And they found a book in there, and we're going to look at those screenshots next, and how interesting things are going to exist in all of these structures that you're going to be able to glean information from, potentially find hidden texts or writings or scratches on the wall even, and they will lead you on a journey or an adventure to other locations in the world. So now I just wanted to talk a little bit about books and all of the information that we have on books, why they're an exciting component and also a unique component for Pax Dei. Now, in this screenshot and the following screenshot, we have two instances where same scene, same location, where one player is looking at a book that they set a candle next to and they're trying to read it. Now, in this shot here, we see some scribbles on the book. That is not a language that I know. I'm sure it's not a language that anyone else really knows, but maybe it's not a language at all. Maybe it's a picture or something like that that you see on the book. Now, what we don't see here is any kind of UI element that this player is actually seeing when they're interacting with the book. But in terms of the book system, we know that there's a couple of factors that Mainframe really want to iterate on and have a part of Pax Dei. Most notably, they want books to be something that shows status. They mention that the church at different points in time in history are history controlled books. They want the church in Pax Dei to have an effect on books. They want libraries to be a place where when you're located in one, you know that you're in a place where other learned individuals are, but also that means that you have the favor of someone who must be very, very wealthy, because books are very difficult to maintain in Pax Dei, and they should be very expensive to write and create. In addition to that, the developers have also mentioned that books are sometimes going to have errors or incontinuities between them. So maybe you have two different copies of the same book, and they have different information in them. Some might have pictures that are correlating to a dungeon that's located in a mountain, and the other one might have some kind of incantation scribbled on the border of the book. And in both of those cases, they don't have to be connected to the same dungeon. They don't have to be connected to the same area of the world, even. These are just byproducts of how the books were created in the history and lore of Pax Dei. And you might find a book that was written by a different group of people, and they have a different set of beliefs, or they have a different set of background knowledge to locations and areas of interest in the creation of Pax Dei. So books as a whole are a very exciting part of the game, because you're going to be able to explore around the world and you're going to find texts, and these books are going to be kind of the quest givers in some ways. They're going to be sources of information, so maybe we can learn skills or magic from them, or crafting recipes and blueprints for communal structures or different sets of armor or magical armor. And in addition to that, they're also going to have information about the world itself. I can see this as being a component to the game where we as a community gather together to try and solve these worldwide mysteries that the devs have already alluded to existing. Does a Holy Grail exist? Is there a sword that catches on fire that we can find somewhere? These are answers that we're going to have to find as players and as a community, and books are tied into that. It's really cool that we have another screenshot kind of reaffirming something that we know was already going to exist in the game, but we've also never actually seen a screenshot including a book in game yet. So here it is. We know that at least a model of a book exists in game, and while that's not a lot of information to go off of, that is just the hopium that we are having to huff, and we can expect to be getting a lot of new additional information like FAQs with regards to character creation, as well as more information about the world. Some point in the near future, I hope that we get more information on the combat system and how that's going to work. But that being said, that's all of the new stuff related to Pax Dei for this week. If this kind of content is something that you enjoy, be sure to hit that subscribe button, join our ranks of consumers, click the like button, and share this video with any of your friends who might be interested in Pax Dei. It definitely helps our small startup channel, and also to spread the word about this amazing game that Mainframe is developing for us. Until next week, I'm Altari, the professional gamer. It's rabbit season, so let's go ahead and get these things out in the air. I don't know where to go with this anymore. We're talking about rabbits. It's just, yeah, we'll just go with that.